Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down one of the most respected certifications in all of cybersecurity, the GIAC Cyber Threat Intelligence certification, or as you'll hear me call it, the GCTI. And trust me, this is about way more than just passing a test. It's about completely changing how you approach digital defense. So let me just start with a simple question. Do you want to stop just reacting to attacks and, get ahead of them? To actually start analyzing and dismantling threats before they can strike? If you're nodding your head right now, then yeah, you are in exactly the right place. So what is the GCTI? Well, think of it as your official stamp of approval. It proves that you've got the chops to work across all levels of threat intelligence. We're talking from the big picture, strategic goals of attackers, all the way down to the nitty-gritty tools and techniques they're using. It's all about intelligence-driven defense. Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to cover what the GCTI is, who it's really for, how you can crack the exam, what it means for your career and salary, and of course, a battle plan to get you there. Oh, and you'll want to stick around to the end because I'm going to introduce you to a pretty powerful study ally. All right, first up, what exactly is this certification? The best way to think about it is as the foundation for proactive defense. It's all about understanding threats so deeply that you can see them coming and shut them down before they do any real damage. The certification really validates three core pillars. You've got strategic, which is the why. What are the threat actors' long-term goals? Then there's operational, which is the how, analyzing their specific campaigns. And finally, you have tactical, the what, getting your hands dirty with their specific tactics, techniques, and procedures, or TTPs. It's the whole shebang, a complete framework for thinking about threats. So, the big question, is this cert actually for you? Let's jump into our next section and find out. The GCTI is really built for professionals who are right there on the front lines of cyber defense. Let's see if your job title is on the list. Okay, so if you're in incident response, threat hunting, or you're working in a SOC, this is pretty much tailor-made for you. It just sharpens your ability to get inside the adversary's head. It's also incredibly valuable for folks in digital forensics and even federal agents in law enforcement who need to track cybercriminal operations. Really, if your job is to think like an attacker to build a better defense, GCTI is an absolute game changer. All right, Section 3. Let's talk about cracking the exam itself. We're going to look at the key stats and logistics you need to know. Think of it as a tough but totally manageable gauntlet. First things first, the investment. A certification attempt will run you $999, but as we're about to see, the return on that investment can be huge. You're looking at about 82 questions in total, a mix of multiple choice and hands-on labs. And you've got 3 hours on the clock to get it all done, which means time management is absolutely critical. And the passing score? It's 71%. That's a pretty high bar, and it's meant to prove you really know your stuff. So let's put this all together in one place. It's a web-based, proctored exam you can take remotely or in person. Now, the questions are a mix, mostly multiple choice, but then you have these hands-on CyberLive labs. That's where you have to solve problems in a live virtual environment. Like you might have to analyze a packet capture or write a Yara rule right on the spot. And here's the most important detail. It's open book. But don't let that fool you. You will not have time to look up every answer. You need to know your materials so well that you know exactly where to find what you need, and fast. Next up, probably my favorite section, the payoff. Why is this certification worth all the time, the effort, and the money? Let's talk career value. And yep, let's talk salary. Look, earning the GCTI does a lot more than just let you tack some letters onto your name. It leads to real, tangible benefits, like bigger salary offers, a faster track to promotions, and it puts you in a much stronger position if you're thinking about consulting. It just validates that you have a super specialized, in-demand skill set. And now for the numbers everyone wants to see. Now, it's important to say, these figures are for the higher end, for experienced pros in the US market. A threat intel analyst can reach up to $180,000. A strategic analyst, even higher, potentially touching $186,000. The bottom line is this certification can directly lead to some serious financial growth. Okay, so let's say you're convinced. How in the world do you prepare? Let's jump to Section 5 and lay out your GCTI battle plan. A clear, step-by-step strategy for success. Here are the 5 steps you absolutely have to follow. 1. You gotta know the course material inside and out. 2, and I cannot say this enough, build a detailed index of your books. This is your secret weapon in that open book exam. 3, get hands-on practice with the actual tools. 4, take the official practice exams. They're the best way to see if you're ready. And 5, practice your time management like crazy. Now, part of your battle plan is knowing where GCTI fits in the landscape. How's it different from, say, the CITI? Well, you can see right here, the GCTI is all about deep, practical, hands-on application and technical analysis. That's what those Cyber Live Labs are for. While other certs might give you broader fundamentals, GCTI is laser-focused on proving you can actually do the job. And that brings us right to our final section. You've got the battle plan, but now you need the right tools in your arsenal to really execute it. So let me introduce you to a really powerful study ally. So your strategy is clear, right? You're going to review, index, practice, test, and manage your time. But to make every single one of those steps easier and a whole lot more effective, let's look at a tool that was designed for exactly this kind of intense prep. I want you to meet FlashGenius. It's an AI-powered platform that lines up perfectly with the battle plan we just talked about. It gives you an AI-guided path to keep you on track. It lets you zero in on specific domains you need to practice. And it uses interactive flashcards to really make things stick. But maybe most importantly, its smart review feature finds your weak spots, so you can focus your precious study time where it'll have the biggest impact. Look, earning your GCTI is a tough journey, no doubt. But it is an incredibly rewarding one that can literally transform your career. So the question isn't really if you're ready anymore, it's how are you going to prepare? Are you ready to become a master of proactive defense? You can start exploring your path forward over at flashgenius.net.